getting back to the Willie Lynch letter, what I was saying was it can't be corroborated, like what Cap was saying. I'm agreeing with that. Also, it is factual, but like you guys were saying, it had to be written later. Now, what the brother was saying, the brother was trying to, I guess he was trying to articulate that in that letter, it says that black people will be jacked up unless some phenomenon happened, unless something happened to get them off of this access of them being destroyed. And so thinking back now and looking at it, I look at that as being the truth and the knowledge of the Bible that we are God's chosen people. That's how I look at it, like that phenomenon that would knock us up out of that ever turning circular destruction that would keep happening to us. Now, when it comes to the title, can you worship Jesus and not worship white supremacy, or are the two intertwined? I feel as though holidays, worshiping holidays is white supremacy. Like our ancestors learned these things when they had no choice but to accept them. Now, our ancestors worked 16 hours a day, and whatever time they got off, they was going to take it. They was going to take that time off. And so over time, I feel like it just became a tradition in our families, and it just got passed down. Now we have the opportunity to actually look back and say, well, okay, this is how we started doing these things, and this is why we shouldn't do them. But if you ask me, I feel as though celebrating a holiday is celebrating white supremacy, because our ancestors learned these things when they had no choice but to do them. They, you know.
Let me ask you a question. So what do you think about the brother, the last brother that said he was doing it because the organization or church that he's with, right? And he didn't think that it was white supremacy. So what would you, what would be your answer to him?
That brother, was that the pastor?
Yeah, that was the pastor, Amin Ra.
And he didn't feel like it was, he didn't feel like he was just following his organization. I would say that if you want to make a stand to go against white supremacy, then you would have to separate from that organization. You can't be a part of that organization and say and still feel like, you know, the white man is this and he's that, and you're still going along with the things that, you know, our ancestors learned when we had no choice but to follow it, you know. So I'll tell that brother, like, you got to drop that. Like you said, Cap, I think you said something about you're gonna have to just be alone. You just gonna have to be that lone warrior. I'm paraphrasing, but you're gonna have to be alone and accept that and start from scratch. You know what I mean?
You definitely got to start from scratch, because if there's always a trendsetter. Even if you think about it like that, I didn't wear a pair of Michael Jordans until I was 47.
Damn. Right.
Now, my reasoning for wearing Michael Jordans at 47 is because I saw the baby blue. I don't think I have them down here. I would bring them out. I saw the baby blue ones and they just look good. But when I was younger, the reason I wouldn't wear Jordans was because everybody wore Jordans.
Everyone.
I didn't want to be everybody. I didn't hate the Jordans. The Jordans was fly. But because everybody was wearing Jordans, I didn't want to wear Jordans.
Right.
When it came to women, I did not want a woman that everybody else wanted.
Exactly.
If Tammy, I'm just making up a name, because I didn't know no Tammys in my hood. I'm just making up a name. If Tammy was the one that everybody wanted, I wanted Tasha, because nobody wanted Tasha.
Right.
So in my mind, Tasha had to be special, because everybody wanted Tammy. That means Tammy letting something off that she wants everybody's attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be the one that when everybody say, "Damn, you want Tasha, you don't want Tammy. Everybody want Tammy. Why you don't want?" Because now if I go get with Tasha, there's something special about her that nobody else wants, but I see what everybody else wants.
Right.
So when it comes to that particular pastor, and he ain't the only one. A lot of pastors try to make that, well, we don't teach Jesus is black and Jesus is white in my church. but you're doing all the same tenets.
Exactly.
You can't do all the same tenets, and just because you make them black, now it's supposed to be better when you're doing all the things that the whites told you to do. It's damn near like blackface.
Right. And Cap, if I could
you like that one time.
What you brought out about the shoes, Cap, that analogy you brought out, I agree with that. And let me just throw another one in. It's like everybody is wearing
I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Jesus is blackface. That's cold as hell. When you put him as black, you're literally playing blackface with Jesus.
Right.
Man.
Right. That's crazy.
Because and what I mean by that, unless you separate and follow it according to the Bible, making Jesus blackface is blackface. Facts. That's bars.
Facts.
Yeah,
and then when it comes to the analogy you made, like I said, like out here, when I was coming up, everybody wanted to get some Timbs, but I wanted some Wallabies. I was like, I don't want what everybody is rocking. I'm gonna wear something where people look at
okay, you want to do Wallabies? All right.
Hey, people will look at me and be like, okay, where you from? You from New York? I'm like, nah.
Look, I got mine right here. Mine right here.
Damn. But look,
had them on yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yep. I got a whole little lineup right now. But this is the thing. What you were saying about that analogy is that you didn't want what everybody else wanted. Well, when it comes to this white supremacy and these holidays, they don't even question or think that you're doing something that everybody is doing.
Right.
You're doing something. You did Easter in your church. That's what everybody is doing. Right. You did Halloween in your church, Christmas in your church. Everybody is doing it. If everybody is doing it, it gotta be something wrong with it.
Gotta be.
It's safe. Gotta be. Think about it. And I really, like I said, I appreciate it. We're not jumping on him, Cap and I. We're not jumping on the fella.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, when he openly said to the entire audience, oh, well, I do it because that's what everybody's used to. That's a slippery slope. When you go down that road of, well, I'm doing it because it's popular. I'm doing it because that's what people are used to. If you are a man of God and you are a man of conviction, pretty much what you say is going to be counterculture. You're going to be telling people the way that they're doing it has been wrong. How can I prove to you that the way they're doing it is wrong if I do it just like them? That's why I don't like, and I know this may be something that bothers you or Cap, I don't know. But that's why I don't like when they take the Christian music and make it sound just like the secular music. What the fuck is that? What you're doing is saying, go ahead.
It don't mean anything to us. Like, we look at it like it's worse than rap music, the gospel music, because it's not talking about the truth. It's not speaking the truth. It's sweet home Jesus and all of that crap. So they're not even singing about the truth. It's gospel music in blackface. You know what I'm saying?
It literally is.
I mean, we would rather listen to something that is speaking about the truth of what's inside the book than somebody just singing some what you call it, serenade, you know.
But you black it up. You know, white people singing is boring. We black it up. So we black it up. That is just literally blackface.
Right.
It's what it is. Wow.
That's right.